Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show, the franchise. That's the name of it. I'm your co-host, the D Ragan, Daniel Ehrenberg, and over there, Logan Adair. That rhymes.
Yeah, hey guys. Sorry we're not doing searching and missing this week.
Yeah. So, How to Train Your Dragon has a main character named Hiccup, and we experienced a little hiccup on our road to recording our podcast this week. Logan, why don't you
Whoa.
explain what happened?
Well, guys, I went to go watch Searching, or Missing, yesterday, and
In theaters.
in theaters. I already watched Searching. I was prepared and all. Great
Yeah, I
film,
know.
by the way.
I know.
Riveting stuff.
Excellent.
Was Missing better or worse? I'll edit this out.
Don't edit it out. It was worse, but it's good.
Okay, Nia Long was in it. I did see that.
Yeah, my girl from The Best Man, Nia Long, having herself a hell of a year. And
Well, it's New Year now.
oh well, I guess so. You're right. But she's coming back in force in the twilight of her career. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
the twilight of her career. She's probably in her 40s.
Anyway, guys, I was gonna go watch Missing yesterday at like 4:40 something. I go and get in my car, and tire low. Look at it, tire's too low. Had like 11 psi, and which is not good, by the way. And so I didn't go because it was too late. I didn't want to go get a new tire.
It was too late.
Mhm.
Explain to me and the listeners why you couldn't just go get a new tire.
Well, I feel like most places close or like a 9 to 5 type of like operation.
How late was it? I feel like you sent me this text in like the middle of the day. Oh
No,
shit, but I'm behind you now.
Oh yeah, no. The thing I was going to was at like 5:10 or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know what time they close. Maybe there's one at like 6. But if I go and like something happens on the way there, or if I'm there too long, I'll get pissed off, and it can just ruin my day. All for fucking missing, which 6 people are gonna care about.
Well, I don't
You know
think
what I'm
that's
saying?
true. People care more about shit that's in the theaters than fucking some dragon cartoon from 10 years ago, right?
Should we pull up Letterboxd and see how many of our loyalist listeners saw Missing?
No.
We audibled a day before, like yesterday. Like people, if they were excited, they would have gone to see it.
I guess so.
They had the weekend. I feel like How to Train Your Dragon, people care about. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. That's why we're doing How to Train Your Dragon, and luckily, it was
and
only one
also
movie.
because of Aaron Holcomb. I want to give Aaron Holcomb a shout out for winning fantasy football, and this was his choice because of that. I'm not happy about it, but I watched
enjoyed
it. You'd seen it before, right? I mean, it came out in
Yeah.
2010. You were a little baby.
No, I saw it. I saw it in 2016 or so.
Oh, why didn't you see it when it came out? You were 12 years old. Seems like it would be perfect.
That was like the heat of my parents like going at it.
Jesus Christ.
That was a terrible time.
But what I'm picturing is a 12-year-old Logan Adair. You're watching TV. You're like watching Monday Night Raw, right? Edge is there, and
sure, Randy Orton,
Evan Bourne, right?
Yeah, Kofi.
You're excited, and then a commercial comes on. It's a cartoon about a dude with dragons. It's got one of the dudes from Knocked Up in it. I feel like you'd be excited about it.
I don't think I had really seen Knocked Up yet.
Well, but what about the boy and dragon thing? Like you weren't a fantasy kid?
I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Not especially.
Okay.
I've never saw like Neverending Story or any of that shit.
Well, that came out like before I was born.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So I'd seen lots of. I saw Wizard of Oz by that point.
But that's a movie everyone in the world has seen, Logan.
There are movies that, like, if I cared about, I saw them, and I didn't care about.
But this one, you didn't care about.
I saw Ferris Bueller, probably.
Yeah. What if Ferris Bueller had dragons? Would that be good?
If instead of the parade, he was on dragons?
Yeah.
That could have been
instead
good.
of a parade float, he had a dragon. Fuck that shit. All right. Listen. How to Train Your Dragon. I had no interest. It was 2010. I had just graduated from college. This was a cartoon about a boy and a dragon. I hate dragons. I have no interest in fantasy. I didn't like the Lord of the Rings movies at the time. Now I have a little more appreciation for them. So I avoided this like the fucking plague. And it's DreamWorks. DreamWorks was like known for bad movies.
Yeah, if you guys longtime listeners know that Pixar is good, DreamWorks is bad.
Do you have that song to edit in?
I can look for it on the website, yeah.
Pixar is good. DreamWorks is bad. Get it right or Dan will be mad. Pixar is good. DreamWorks is bad. Amazingly. Hopefully someday Henry will get it right. DreamWorks is bad.
I hope you have, yeah. So I'm not mad. You're acknowledging that DreamWorks is bad. I appreciate it.
I have a whole list of them here.
What, DreamWorks?
Yeah. Did you know they started with ants? I didn't.
Yeah,
have no
I
idea
did
about
know that. That's their first movie, starring Woody Allen. That's aged really well. And
So they started with Woody Allen, and Pixar started with John Lasseter.
yeah, and yeah, it's true. They both fucking had creeps. So and Ants also starring Sylvester Stallone, the star of my new favorite show of all time, Tulsa King.
Okay, you're a Tulsa King guy.
I'm a Tulsa King guy, gang. I watched 7 episodes of it yesterday. I'm Tulsa'd out. I love this shit.
All right. Well,
Give me nothing. You know, when Henry was on the show and I brought up the young Pope,
he's
he
old.
Would,
He
would
about
sing
Tulsa
with
gang.
me.
The young Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the young Pope. I don't actually, but I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, did your Spirit had a fucking sequel?
Yeah, like a couple years ago, like pretty recently.
Yeah, if someone won a fantasy league and wanted to like, make me upset, they should do that one.
Yeah, I've seen the first one. It is boring. All right, let's talk about the dragon. This is based on a 2003 book by Cressida Cowell. Or Cowell, excuse me. It's like Simon Cowell. Now, I'm not familiar with the books, but there's apparently 15 of them. So they could just keep making these movies in fucking perpetuity, basically.
I mean, didn't they stop like 5 years ago?
They did, but they shouldn't have. I don't know. They're leaving money on the table. There's 15 How to Train Your Dragon books.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So Bonnie Arnold is the producer. She got the rights for DreamWorks, and she was on her way up in the company, all right? She had just produced Over the Hedge. Now, that's like Over the Edge, the movie where Matt Dillon sets his gym on fire and like kills all the town's adults, but it's not. It's Over the Hedge.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, that was a hit. And so Bonnie Arnold had her choice of project for her next thing. And she said, I enjoyed this book by Cressida Cowell. And she chose this as her project. Okay. Now, she hires on Will Davies to be her screenwriter on the project. And he has a fucking fascinating career.
Yeah. Tell me about him.
He got his start writing Arnold Schwarzenegger comedies in the 80s. He did Twins and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which famously Arnold turned down and told Sylvester Stallone to do as a joke. And then Sylvester Stallone did it, and it was bad. He also wrote The Real McCoy and Ghost in the Machine from the early 90s. Classic movies. One, like a jewel thief movie or something. And then the other... it's like a sort of a robot in the internet movie.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. like I, Robot You, Jane.
Much like episode 8 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I, Robot You, Jane. Yes. Since then, he has worked primarily in animation, writing Flushed Away, Puss in Boots, the first one, not the one everyone likes.
I saw it this week. Listen to Hey, I'm Watching Here.
Oh, great! Yeah. Patreon.com/the franchise. Also, we got that Buffy show on there if you want to hear us talk about I, Robot You, Jane. And he recently wrote Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Yeah, how's that one?
I haven't seen it, but I read the book as a kid. So, and I have to say this because Tim is obsessed. We have a friend Tim who works on the show with us, and he
Oh, he
loves.
did.
Well, he still does, kind of.
Where's he been?
He's a consultant.
What have you done for me lately, Tim?
Whoa! Listen to
I'm
this
just
guy.
kidding. I'm obviously just kidding. I love
He's
you, Tim.
also done a lot of
You're my
work
favorite person.
with Rowan Atkinson, Logan.
Oh wow!
He-
Didn't that dude get canceled?
No, what?
Rowan Atkinson? I thought he did.
Mr. Bean got canceled?
Am I wrong about that?
Maybe I'm not up to date on my cancellations.
I thought this happened years ago.
I don't know, man. Meanwhile,
I don't know either.
cancellations
Maybe
mean
I'm wrong.
nothing. Louis C.K. just sold out like multiple nights at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Would you have gone?
Yeah. If I'm being honest.
Are you upset?
yes.
That he
What?
that you saw that he was there and you weren't there?
No, he actually offered a live stream to people on his newsletter, which unfortunately I am, and I would have watched it, except that it was on the same night as the Royal Rumble. Yeah,
Wow. You should have done them both.
just simultaneously had one going on one TV, one on the
Are
other.
there commercials during the Rumble?
There are a few. It's pretty annoying.
Okay.
I remember they did one where Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were at an Applebee's. Anyway, listen to me. He worked with Rowan Atkinson on both Johnny English. He co-created Johnny English. All right. Incredible. And he also created the show Man vs. Bee, Logan, which is 9 episodes of Rowan Atkinson and a bee.
9 whole episodes.
9.
How long are these
entire
episodes?
I don't know, but Tim watched them all.
And he enjoyed them?
He recommended that show to me for months.
He's got the weirdest taste, that guy.
I know. It's outrageous. Like being married and having kids. It's fucking
Oh,
gross.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Anyway, that dude wrote the opening draft of this, and then he got replaced. Although he still gets a credit on the final film, he got replaced by these fellows, Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois, and they got hired to rewrite the script and direct the movie. All right.
Mhm.
Their new script apparently was less based on the book. They sort of just used the book as a guidepost and then came up with their own story and shit, which might explain why they haven't adapted the other books. Do you know these guys?
No, I mean, I saw that they had like previous Disney stuff, like Aladdin and Mulan or whatever.
Yeah, they met on Mulan. They were both Disney animators. And then they created Lilo and Stitch together.
Oh, they created that?
Yeah,
came out of their
Sanders.
brain?
Yeah, Sanders created the character of Stitch for
Does he
children's-
voice Stitch?
I have no fucking idea. He created Stitch for a children's book idea in the 80s apparently, and then he just held on to that idea. And then he met this Dean DeBlois fellow. He was like, "I like that Stitch character. What if Hawaii?"
Yeah, well, that's a great idea.
Yeah, great idea. They have split up, unfortunately,
Oh.
since How to Train Your Dragon. But they've both gone in interesting directions. Sanders directed The Croods.
That is a sequel. We can do that one. at some point.
Sure. What's that about? Cavemen?
Yeah, pretty sure.
All right. Like the Flintstones?
Yeah, but I actually don't even know that much about it.
All right. And he's also now, Chris Sanders, entered the realm of the live action feature film, Logan.
Yeah, what did he do?
He directed The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. Now,
Well, that's only half live action.
I mean, it's largely live action. It just has a cartoon dog in it that looks like garbage.
yeah.
And that movie lost money, so maybe his stock is a little low these days. You know what else is coming out with a cartoon animal?
What?
Have you seen the trailer for this cocaine bear?
Yes, I have.
Holy shit. I mean, Elizabeth Banks is making this movie. We covered
She's
both
directing
of
it?
her 2 feature directing movies, Pitch Perfect 2 and Charlie's Angels, which I think is
Well, I
one.
only did one of them.
Oh, really? Which one?
I didn't do Charlie's Angels.
Oh, well, the Charlie's Angels by Elizabeth Banks, I think, is one of the worst movies we've ever covered on this podcast.
Yeah.
And
Well, she said when that movie lost money that people hate women.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess I do. I fucking hate women. You know, I I have no other explanation for why I didn't like the movie except that it's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's doing Cocaine Bear now, which, has a title that appeals to me. Cocaine Bear. I like both things. Okay? And it's about a true story about a bear that took cocaine. That appeals to me. I like true stories. And again, bears and cocaine. Two great tastes. Probably
How
taste
many
great
times
together.
have you done cocaine in your life?
10.
That seems like a lot of times.
Around. It's double dig, but not much beyond double dig.
Okay.
It's a good drug, bro. I've only had good experiences with cocaine. It's a bad hangover, but, I
What do
recommend
you do
it.
to cure it?
You just have to sort of wait it out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you gotta you can only do cocaine on a Saturday. Don't do it on a Sunday. Can't go to work with that cocaine hangover.
Yeah, I understand.
But I do recommend it, gang. If you've never tried cocaine before, it's a good drug. Go for it. But the cartoon bear in that trailer, how about that?
Yeah.
It's one of the
rough
worst
stuff.
things I've ever seen.
I'm sure they'll fix it by the time the
There's
film
no
actually
way they'll fix
arrives.
it, man. They have to do a whole Sonic the Hedgehog reinvention of this
I'm
shit.
sure they will.
Oh man. All right, it's coming out in a couple weeks. Anyway,
There's like people in that though, right?
I don't know, maybe.
I think so.
Anyway, Dean DeBloy, let's talk about this fella. He's gay, and he says that
His last name should be DeBlowy.
oh my god. He said that no, you gotta keep that. So
Oh, that's pretty good.
he said that people always knew that one of Sanders and DeBloy was gay, but they always thought it was Sanders because Sanders is sort of like a straightened button down guy. You know what I mean? And DeBloy is like a sort of a bearded Southern fella.
Okay.
But no, it's him that's gay. Breaking stereotypes. Okay. Now Dean DeBloy, he stuck around for How to Train Your Dragon. Sanders abandoned the franchise after the first one, just stayed on as a producer. DeBloy directed all 3 of them. All right. He's also done a lot of work with the Icelandic band Sigur Rós, which I love. I watched a documentary about them once that was apparently directed by this motherfucker. Now, are you familiar with Sigur Rós?
Nope.
They sing in a made-up language that they call Hopelandic.
Yeah.
It sounds like this. Sidle on the fire, sol, solai, solo. Sort of like that.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Now, he's been attached to some live-action shit since How to Train Your Dragon, but nothing's gotten made yet. He was going to do an adaptation of the 80s comic book Micronauts, which I used to read. It's sort of like astronauts, but they're micro.
Okay, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I guess they're going into like the quantum verse kind of a thing, like that new Ant-Man movie.
Isn't it the Quantum Realm?
I don't care.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, the quantum realm. You expect me to pay attention to that?
I never even fucking read that shit. I know that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I have read it, and I don't know it. So, which one of us is better?
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right. Next. So that's the movie. That's our creative team. Also on the creative team, weirdly, Roger Deakins, the Coen brothers cinematographer.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yeah, he was hired as a visual consultant because they wanted the film to look more live action-y than most DreamWorks
That's cool.
movies.
I do think the final action scene is very good.
I kind of think the whole movie looks really good. Like, I think the humans look bad because I think humans look bad in almost every animated movie ever.
But the dragons look great though.
But the dragons and like the surroundings look awesome.
Yeah, when he's like flying around, like falling in that like wide open area.
Yeah,
when he's like his tail.
I felt a little bit of weightlessness, and I was just watching on my home television.
No, yeah, it's really well done. I was watching my Blu-ray copy that I bought in 2016.
That's right, of course.
Yeah,
you pulled out physical media for this podcast.
I did. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Toy Story, Top Gun last week. I have the Top Gun Blu-ray.
I paid to rent this. It was available free with ads on Amazon Freevee. Logan,
Wow.
and I cannot deal with ads. So I said I'll pay $4 to avoid ads.
$4.
That's
for
right.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. You're welcome, Aaron Holcomb.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So this was a 3D release, Logan.
mhm.
And it was planned out in 3D. Lots of people don't know that because, Avatar broke open the 3D industry, of course, in the year 2009. And then
Were they not doing like re-releases of shit in 3D though?
yeah, they were doing shit like that, but like Avatar was when they were like everything's got to be 3D. And so they started
And I guess that was like filmed for 3D.
Right. But then they started converting movies to 3D that were already made, right? They did that with Cabin in the Woods. They did it. And around this time, they did it with Clash of the Titans and Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. And Jeffrey Katzenberg was fucking pissed off. He tried to get those movies to like move their release dates because How to Train Your Dragon was planned for 3D, always supposed to be 3D. And most theaters at that point were only equipped for like one 3D movie at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was pissed off. Like he wanted How to Train Your Dragon to stay in there for like a month, but these theaters were giving it to fucking Clash of the Titans and
He
shit.
failed?
Yeah, he did fail.
Wow.
But he doesn't fail in life that often. He's the K in DreamWorks SKG.
Yeah, who's the S and who's the G?
Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. You didn't know that?
No.
Well, not everyone's read The Men Who Would Be Kings, which is an
I read
entire
that.
book about the creation of DreamWorks.
How long is it?
I think it's like fucking 500-600 pages. I read it, shoot.
Alright.
It was good. All right. So this came out March 26th, 2010. And it had a budget. I'm already bored. It had a budget of $165 million. And the box office was
What'd you say the budget was?
$165 million.
That's a lot of money.
Animated movies cost a lot, dude. You don't think they
Wow.
do, but they have to hire like $1 million.
No, it's obvious that they do, but that's just a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. But don't even worry about it. It made $494.9 million at the box office, and I'm pretty sure it's the lowest grossing one in this franchise.
No, okay.
Yeah. It was the number 9 movie of the year, Logan. It was the 4th highest grossing animated movie, though. It was a big year for animated movies. It came behind Toy Story 3, Despicable Me 1, and Shrek 4 Ever After.
Not Tangled? That's
It beat Tangled. It beat Tangled.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
pretty big. Beat Disney.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Nominated for a lot of awards, Logan. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say it was nominated for Best Animated Feature and lost to Toy Story 3 at the Oscars, the BAFTAs, the Saturn Awards, the Golden Globes, the People's Choice Awards, and the Teen Choice Awards.
Yeah, that's a tough year.
Fucking Toy Story 3 wiped the floor with this shit. And then, what about the Kids' Choice Awards, you're asking me? I'll tell you. The kids voted for Despicable Me.
Of course they did. They
Yeah.
love the Minions.
They love the Minions. All right. But I'll tell you what, that's not all it was nominated for. At the Oscars, it was nominated for Best Score, Logan. And it lost to The Social Network by Trent
obviously.
Reznor and Atticus Ross. Trent Reznor, of course, probably one of the top 10 Jews of all time.
Oh, he's Jewish?
Yeah.
You think really? One of the top 10?
Top 10. He'd be my top 10. You know who just found out he's Jewish because of 23andMe? Bryan Cranston. Welcome to the club, Cranny. What a big win for the Jewish community that is.
Yeah, that's pretty big. What about Jerry Seinfeld? Where is he?
He's just out of the top 10 because I don't like that he dated that 17-year-old when he was in his 40s.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Well, I'd like to bring it up because I think about it now every time I see Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I guess it's...
Imagine dating a 17-year-old. Like, I'm not in my 40s yet. I can't imagine myself dating a 17-year-old in like 10 years. That's insane. I couldn't date a 17-year-old now. It would be gross. What would we talk about?
I'm 24 and I wouldn't talk to like a 21-year-old.
That's stupid. You could date a 21-year-old. I mean...
Too sophisticated.
For you. Too sophisticated for you, bro. They're in college learning things. You're hanging
I'm
out.
learning things.
What are you learning? About the box office
Films.
grosses of How to Train Your Dragon?
I'm learning art.
I guess you're right. All right. It was also nominated for Best Score at the BAFTAs, and it lost there too, but not to The Social Network. They gave it to Alexander Desplat for The King's Speech.
Can I say something about the score in this?
Go for it.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I thought while I was watching it that it sounded very similar to another score. And I this doesn't mean anything because I don't know what it sounds like, but I thought that very similar to something else that's out there in the world. Maybe I'll try and play it, and you can tell me what it sounds like. I was like racking my brain trying to. But what do you Google? You're like, what sounds like this, and then you try it.
That might have worked, man.
I don't know.
All right. It was also nominated for music at the Saturn Awards, and you're like, whoa, they got a chance there, right? Because Social Network, King's Speech, those aren't genre pictures. They're not
Harry
eligible for Saturn Awards. But I'll tell you what won. Hans Zimmer for Inception.
That changed cinema, his score in Inception, right?
It did. Every trailer for an action movie since Inception has used music that sounds like Inception.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. All right. It was also nominated at the Saturns for production design, Logan, and it lost to Tron Legacy.
Okay.
All right. Which we'll cover someday. Tron. They're working on a third one right now.
Didn't the Tron Legacy guy just do something else we just did?
Oh, yeah. What was that?
I don't know, but we just talked about that.
That's a good point, dude. What was the Tron Legacy guy doing?
I could not tell you.
I'm going to look it up real quick. You could cut out the space. Yeah. Oh, it was Joseph Kosinski, bro. The dude who directed Top Gun Maverick.
Shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we'd like Trop Gun.
And you're gonna watch Oblivion, so
you
report back.
Top Gun Legacy. What they should have just called that Top Gun Legacy. That would have worked.
What? No, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Doesn't that just seem like that's just like been out for 20 years? Top Gun Maverick now.
Because that's the primary Top Gun movie in my brain now.
It's nuts.
The other one's a prequel. All right. I mean, I guess let's talk about it, right? I've done enough with the stats of this movie, haven't I?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Won a bunch of awards, right? Actually, it didn't. It lost.
This might be a short episode, man. I don't have shit to say about this.
We've done the awards. We're 30 minminutes in. I think we're doing a good job.
All right, we're extending.
People probably don't like it, but it's gonna be a good length.
Fair enough. All right. Now, How to Train Your Dragon is a big old make 'em up. It's a fantasy world, dragons. What is it? What planet are we on?
I assume Earth.
But how? It's
what do you mean how? You have a problem with this stuff.
I need contextualization.
Why? Do we know when this is or anything? I just like
because it's like the only humans we ever meet are Vikings. Are there other humans in the world?
Yes.
Are they cavemen? Do you think this takes place in the same universe as the Croods?
No.
So what are other humans like? Are they just like going to work?
Is there a DreamWorks? I know there's a Pixar theory that all the Pixar movies take place within the same universe. Is there that same DreamWorks theory? There must be, but
I don't think
not as
that
big
works.
Of a fan.
What, you think the Minions exist in this universe? They can interact with dragons?
I don't know. Like are the Kung Fu Panda guys
running
around Madagascar?
There's no fucking way Kung Fu Panda can interact with Hiccup. That would be insane.
I would really love that. That would really be Jack Black and Jay Barris show.
They
had to have done stuff together. They were big at the same time.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure
they had to have. They've probably done 3 movies together secretly. Right?
Secretly.
Doesn't that seem like that's happened? Like they've probably been in 3 movies together?
I feel like they probably crossed paths.
We definitely crossed paths. Anyway, what were we saying?
Anyway, so I just didn't get it. Like the whole thing takes place in this like one village, and that's where the Vikings are. But I don't know. Then there's these dragons. They're running wild, but they have the ability to be domesticated, but the Vikings are killing them.
Yes, they're being real jerks about the whole thing.
Jay Baruchel starts a revolution of peace between human and dragon. Well, that's like the end of the movie. We won't go there yet. But Jay Baruchel's Hiccup. Now, if you don't know
Are you
Jay,
sticking to that bar show?
what?
You're going with bar show?
As opposed to what?
Barra show?
It's the same fucking thing. What? Who cares?
It's not the same thing at all.
I've said Jay Baruchel for so many years, Logan. I've been a fan.
I'm not trying to correct you. I'm just asking if that's what you go with.
I've been a fan of Jay Baruchel, Logan, since pre 9/11. How about that?
Whoa.
Pre 9/11, because he was on Judd Apatow's follow up to Freaks and Geeks, Undeclared. He was the lead of that show. I was a big fan of that show. I've rewatched it many times. And he's a Canadian fella, kind of a kooky looking guy. We've covered him on the show because he wrote and co-starred in those Goon movies.
Wait, who are we talking about? Oh, Jay Baruchel still?
Yeah. He's a star of this film.
Yeah, not Scottish, as you might think.
No, he's just using his regular voice in the movie. He's got a thick Canadian accent.
Well, I think it works because he's supposed to like not fit in, you know.
I guess you're right, but it's weird that all the adults have Scottish accents and all the kids don't.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. None of the kids do.
Yeah,
I love all the kids. I actually don't love all the kids.
I don't
love
either.
some of the kids.
I love.
I'm looking at you, TJ Miller.
Hey, what was he canceled for?
Did
Rape?
he like have a fake bomb?
Well, that was one thing for sure, but I think there might also be sexual assault shit.
Oh no, didn't he like tell his wife like, "Hey, I'm gonna also cheat on you, but you're gonna be cool with it"? Was that him or was that somebody else?
I think that was not him.
Who was it? Then?
Goddamn, who was it? You know
So
who
I
it
thought
was?
him. We talked about it, by the way, in Cloverfield.
It was a comedian I like. Oh wait, well T.J. Miller was Cloverfield. Maybe it is T.J. Miller.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, Tej. But I'm more interested in talking about the dad, Captain Brody Torrance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that is his character from Plane, which is all right. I'm talking Gerard Butler. That one of my favorite actors in the world, the number one action star in the world right now. He stars in Plane as Captain Brody Torrance. Plane is the best film of 2023. It's the film to beat right now.
Well, Tom Cruise is probably the number one action star, but he's second. I would say Gerard Butler. They gotta hook up. They gotta do a movie together.
Oh my god, dude! A Tom Cruise Gerard Butler,
he should be in Final Reckoning too.
Dude, he'd be great.
He would be great.
He's part of
Henry Cavill.
They've got fucking Simon Pegg. He's like a European fella. Maybe he brings in his dad, Gerard Butler.
Oh no, but I want Gerard Butler to be the bad guy.
No, I don't. Gerard Butler is an action hero. All right?
He's never been the bad guy?
He has been the bad guy, I think, but as far as I'm concerned, the man, the star of Greenland and of especially Plane.
Geostorm.
And Geostorm. Holy shit. What
do you think about 300?
What a CV on this guy. I don't like 300, but I did see in theaters. Yeah, see, I used to...
Was that a big 3D thing?
No. I used to think I didn't like Gerard Butler because of 300. And then he was doing like rom-coms and shit, right? Like The Ugly Truth. But now in recent years, since like Geostorm, I'm fucking Team Butler, bro. This guy's my guy.
Yeah, he gets it. He understands.
Listen, if you haven't seen Plane out there, what the fuck are you doing? If you've like gone to theaters this year and chosen to see like Skinamarink or Missing or just any fucking what are you? Plane. That's the movie to see.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they saw Missing, it was probably for this podcast, and then we didn't do it.
Well, sorry about that if that's the case, but still. This week, to make it up for you, I recommend you see Plane. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah. What about Infinity Pool? You gonna go check that one out?
No, because I do not see Nepo baby movies. Fucking Brandon Cronenberg.
All right. I like that duo though
Who's in it?
of Mia Goth and is it Alexander Skarsgård?
I do like both of them.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's almost enough to get me to see it, but not quite.
Not quite. All right.
Not quite. So Gerard Butler's our lead's father. He's Stoic the Vast. All right? And he's chief of the tribe of Vikings. Now, they conveniently leave out the whole raping part of Vikings. Obviously,
They don't do that here.
Vikings were primarily known for raping women and pillaging towns.
No, they're not. They're known for their horn helmets.
Well,
and battleships.
I think that's secondary.
And big oars.
They do have big oars, dude. Yo, no one has bigger oars than the Vikings.
I'm telling you, bro.
Dude, you nailed that. But in this case, they look like those guys. They've got the horns. They've got the oars.
It's even made out of his wife's breastplate.
That's right. They call it the breast hat or something.
So I guess she's dead. That's kind of a bummer.
Well, I feel like there's only like 3 women in this entire tribe of Vikings. I feel like they're probably just being knocked up constantly.
Who are the women? I only know the 2 girls.
Well, there was one woman named like Flem or something that was voiced by the female lead from Ricky Gervais's Extras.
Wow. I only know Kristen Wiig and the main girl that he liked.
Yeah, and I'm thinking these 2, they're gonna have to fuck every Viking in existence.
Oh my god, that's what you were thinking?
That was what I was thinking. Because how are they gonna reproduce? These Vikings are gonna die out. Unless these Vikings can start fucking female dragons and having hybrid babies, then they're gonna have to.
They did it in Shrek.
That is true. You're right.
Donkeys.
Is that what they're called? Dronkies?
Yeah, fucking keep up. You've covered Shrek. Tim probably taught you that.
You're probably right. Don't yell at me, Jesus.
Sorry.
All right.
I have to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm feeling different.
You didn't have to watch that.
I wanted to because we're gonna rank all the movies.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be on the. Wait, is that gonna be a real show or Patreon?
That's gonna be a real show, I think. But then if they want to hear us talk like more about the movies, listen to our Patreon show where we talk about all the movies we watch.
Yeah. So expect the bonus this week. We're gonna rank all the films we've seen from 2022, which is the year that just passed us by. Now, Plane would be very high on the list, but of course, it's a 2023 film.
You're putting like Sick and Skinamarink on that list, even though I think those are like US 2023
That's right.
releases.
That's right. I'm going by Letterboxd only. Just whatever year Letterboxd says. And Letterboxd will always go with like the first ever showing. So like if it's went at a film festival
like
or
Sundance
something.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Logan.
Yeah.
Now, Stoic the Vast is the father of Hiccup, the Jay Baruchel character. And he is a very manly man, and he wants Hiccup to grow up to be a big warrior and kill dragons like he has done his whole life. Let me ask you a question. Why did he name his son Hiccup then?
I think his wife really put her foot down.
Is that explained, or did you just come up with that?
I just came up with that. I mean, he does acknowledge that Hiccup is a bad name. Not the dad, but Hiccup when he introduces himself.
Yeah.
He's like, my name's Hiccup. I know it's bad. But he does. Yeah, it's a good point. Why would
he acknowledges
dad
it's
co-sign
bad?
That?
Like,
it's pretty lame.
Like, if he doesn't say that line, I can maybe convince myself maybe hiccups are more of a badass thing in this universe. Because it's just a make 'em up universe. Anything can happen, right? Like, they don't, any rules can exist. So
yeah, he should be named like Mountain or something.
No, but maybe hiccups are mountains in this universe, and so that's cool.
Oh.
You know,
I mean, are there any other examples of things being weird?
There's dragons.
I don't think so.
There's dragons.
Yeah, but nothing is like there aren't like spatulas that they call like scissors.
You don't know that.
I guess you're right. They don't acknowledge anything.
Yeah. So, but if we are acknowledging that Hiccup is a shitty name, then why the dad, who is this like alpha male protector of the Vikings and wants Hiccup to be his legacy, name him Hiccup?
I wish I had an answer for that, but I don't.
Nobody will, you know? And there's people that give this movie a 4 or a 5, love it, Aaron Holcomb thinks it's one of the best animated feature films of all time and the best DreamWorks movie, he says.
I do think it's one of the best DreamWorks movies.
Oh,
I think
well,
the
that's
other,
true.
like,
But what is it competing with?
contender is,
Fucking
like-
the first Kung Fu Panda?
yeah, I think that's what's in contention. That one.
Yeah. I mean, DreamWorks is bad.
I never saw Captain Underpants. That's a weird DreamWorks movie. I didn't know that was DreamWorks.
I didn't know either. Now, tell me about Captain Underpants.
By the way, you don't know anything about Captain
No.
Underpants? I read it when I was in school. It's like these two kids who are like kind of losers, but they read comics about Captain Underpants,
Ooh, it's too close to home.
and they like have a principal that they get in trouble, and they visit him often, and they just like play pranks. They're just like kind of jokesters. They're kind of cool. I don't
So
remember their names.
what's the Captain Underpants part? They just have like interstitials about this comic they read?
I think so. I don't really remember.
Does one of them become Captain Underpants?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like it.
Megamind. You ever see that one?
No. What's that?
You know what's Megamind? I think
It's
it's
like a
Steve
blue guy?
Carell. There's like a blue guy with a big forehead.
Yeah.
Is it Steve Carell? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't pay attention to this shit. I really don't. It's kind of a blind spot in
Oh
my
shit!
movie
It's
knowledge.
Will Ferrell.
Oh wow.
Jonah Hill also in Jonah Hill, a huge DreamWorks.
Jonah Hill
DreamWorks
was
player.
just doing anything around this time. He was taking paychecks. That's why now he really only does movies he really wants to do, because I think he got all these fucking paychecks out of the way early on in his career.
Brad Pitt is also in Megamind.
You know, I was thinking Brad Pitt. I could have pulled that name.
What are you talking? You knew he was in that
I
movie?
knew he was in an animated movie, and I thought it was Megamind, but I wasn't confident enough to say.
Well, he's also in what are those like Sinbad or something?
Oh, that's
Where-
right. Sinbad the Seven Seas or something.
Yeah, is it that one?
Yeah. He definitely is in that one. Sort of like Road to El Dorado, but not.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. We watched that in my high school Spanish class in Spanish. She was like, "We
Holy
have to watch this
shit.
in Spanish." Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
yeah. All right.
And then it's like, how much of this do you retain?
Oh, I mean, we had the English subtitles on, I think.
Yeah, but like, then they're saying shit and you're hearing it and you're like, oh, that's what that means.
I guess so.
Yeah. You're taking it all in. I like that teacher. What was her name?
Miss Latham
Was she fine?
wasn't terrible.
Yeah, man. I was a good looking Spanish teachers, I'll tell you.
Is that a bad way
Shout
to judge
Shout out
people?
to you,
Wasn't
Miss
terrible?
Quintero. No,
Oh,
that's
wow.
but no, I think that's fine. Not terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So tell me more about the other characters.
All right. Well, what happens at the beginning is like dragons invade. These people, they have a problem where dragons come every so often and they like fuck them up, you know. And so they eventually decide like we've had enough. All the manly men are gonna go and kill the dragons, and us like I like, by the way, his friend.
I don't think I don't think you're describing it right.
What are you talking about?
Because what isn't it that they kill dragons, right? And so the only reason the dragons are attacking them is in defense.
Right, but I'm saying like from their perspective, like from what we understand is like
Right.
they have a dragon issue, and then Hiccup like eventually leads a dragon like too close to home, and they like get like fire everywhere, and then they decide like, all right, now we're just gonna go kill them all.
Yeah.
Right? Is that not right?
Yeah. I mean, but that's late in the movie, man.
All right, but you were I mean, we were kind of getting to that because anyway.
I just wanted you to tell me the other characters.
Well, because I was getting to like his friend and how they get to the training, but we had to set up the reason for the training was because the men leave. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
you left a bunch of shout out. I was trying to do my best, but so yeah, we get Craig Ferguson, his friend, who you didn't bring up.
Love
and I
CF. Love
I
the
thought-
old CF. Used to watch his late night show every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I used to DVR it.
Oh wow, I've seen a few episodes of it too, just like late at night, and yeah, I enjoy it. I like him too,
Yeah.
and he's good in this movie. One of the best parts.
He is good. I mean, he's an actual Scottish guy. I feel like all the actual Scottish people are the best parts of the movie. Like him, Gerard Butler, and David Tennant, and that lady from Extras who I said. But
Christopher Mintz Plus.
he's not Scottish. And I will not be referring to him as that. I will only refer to him as his God-given name, McLovin.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the female lead, though, Astrid. I've always hated the name Astrid.
Okay, why?
It's too easy to misspell as Astrid by accident. And also, when I was a student teacher in college and I taught a class about movies, no, not movies, TV shows, complex TV narratives was the name of the class.
Not foreshadowing in Buffy.
No, but it was that same class. Like I taught that class after I took it.
Wow.
But she was. I remember there was a girl named Astrid, and she was the only one that left me a bad review of my professor.
Oh no.
Yeah, we weren't even supposed to know that, but I read all of mine.
Wow. And now you're exposing her years later on a podcast.
Yeah.
About How to Train Your Dragon.
Fuck you, Astrid. One time I saw her on a dating app, and I swiped right, and I was hoping she wouldn't remember me or something, and then I would stand her up. I had fantasies of this.
Wow. No, you should never swiped right.
But we never matched, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure she just deleted that. Never saw it.
She probably just thought I was ugly.
No, I don't think that happened.
Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. All right. I did date 2 students from that class. Not her.
I thought that's where the story was going.
No. Just they were different.
Yeah.
I won't say their names.
Okay. All right.
To protect their identities. Let's talk about Toothless. He's our lead dragon.
Oh yeah, is there a voice actor for Toothless?
No.
Okay.
Oh, what there is for Astrid though. Astrid is Ugly Betty.
Right.
Yeah. America Ferrera from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She's part of that sisterhood,
Okay.
She was the one that always confused me because she's a little wider than the other girls. I don't know how the pants fit her.
Well, okay.
Come on. I guess they're magical. Have you ever seen those?
No.
We should cover that. That is a sequel.
Yeah, we can do that if you want to.
I would love to. Although I have an idea for the show that I'll pitch you later. All right. The Toothless dragon is a night fury, okay? And this is a race of dragons that the humans know about but have never actually seen before.
This is the scariest one, right?
The scariest one, yeah. But this Toothless doesn't seem so scary because he's got a broken wing and he's hanging out.
In a net.
And so Hiccup helps him out and they form a bond.
Yeah, they really do. It's really sweet.
Yeah. He blows some fire on the floor and then he doesn't step in those grooves, and so now he trusts him.
That's what you got from their relationship?
Yeah, yes.
What the hell?
And they share fish. And why is he called Toothless though? I understand that his teeth retract.
Yeah, he has retractable teeth.
But half the time he's got teeth.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, I'm not sure if he's named Toothless in this movie. He says he's toothless at one point, but then all at the other times he talks about the dragon, he just refers to him as that dragon. Later in the movie when he says I should have just killed that dragon the first time I saw him. He doesn't say I should have killed Toothless or acknowledge him like that.
Well, he's called Toothless in the book it's based upon. And now...
Oh, I forgot this was based on a book.
Yeah, and he's popularly called Toothless in all the ads and shit for this and stuff.
I'm sure. But I was
sure he's a popular toy.
I was specifically looking out for that, and I didn't notice it, but okay.
Well, maybe these guys, DeBloy and Sanders, they wanted a little more realistic, so it's more in passing.
All right.
You
didn't like their relationship?
Sure I did. I thought it was charming, and I thought Toothless was really cute.
Yeah.
I'm not... Listen, I sound like I'm being a real hater on this, and it's because that's just me. But, I didn't hate watching this. It was... I got restless a few times, just because I can't care. It's impossible for me to pay attention to these movies for the entire time. But,
Really? I cared.
No, once it gets to the part where they're just fighting at the end, I'm just end it.
I thought it looked really cool.
It did look cool. I just didn't give a shit.
And the whole part where because they have to use Toothless to like find the other dragons, they have him on the ship, but then his part gets like taken down and he's sinking, and that's cool. Where the dad goes down and
Yeah, that I
saves him.
liked.
Like that's everything at the end. I thought
I
it was
was
like all the guys
very-
on the dragons was cool, kind of.
I was very proud of Stoic the Vast because
Yeah.
you know
It took him a long time. to
he's
come around, though.
basically, you know what the movie basically is? It's like an allegory for like a kid coming out as gay.
I relate a lot to Hiccup.
Well, I'm sure you do. Fucking gay boy. No, I'm just joking. No,
But
That's
Hiccup's
terrible.
like he comes from like a tiny little village where everybody like does the same thing and thinks the same way about the
Mhm.
stuff, and there's just like that's what you do. It is
Yeah.
what it is. And Hiccup's like, wait, what? Why? And he's like, no, I'm gonna like do what I think's right. And I love in this movie that his like selflessness with Hiccup leads to him being better in the training. Like he's
Yeah.
not using Hiccup
He's
to be
just-
like,
yeah, he just because he's learned through Hiccup that like you can basically stop a dragon from trying to kill you by giving it a few scritches under the chin. You know?
yeah, or
And-
they don't like eels,
Right.
Yeah, they like grass, those little things. Just by loving Toothless and being there, like noticing Toothless. I really like that. He's not like I have to be best in class, so I have to like use Toothless to be like the best. It's just like he's just learning from like his interactions with. I really love their relationship.
It's very selfless, and I liked all that stuff with the class. Him trying to, and then he becomes popular based on like he's the best dragon trainer. But then the final test is you got to kill a dragon. This motherfucker ain't killing a
Uh-oh.
dragon. He loves dragons. They're nice.
Yeah,
He understands you can domesticate it. It's sort of like a world in which like imagine like us in on Earth, okay? And you got like dogs roaming around. And we're scared of them. We just kill dogs. And then one day someone's like, you know, you could take them to the park, throw them a bone, and they'll kill
Yeah.
him and they'll bring it back to you.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Well, you don't throw, but you throw a stick, right? And they bite on a bone.
You could throw a bone, right?
I guess you.
Or
Could
you
throw
just
a
give it to
bone.
him.
Yeah, I think you. Just
I guess
it
it's
to
give
him.
a dog a bone, right?
Give a dog a bone, throw a dog a stick.
Yeah, they fetch the stick.
They
right?
fetch the stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never had a dog, so I don't really know.
Never
but,
had a dog.
I've never had a dog. No, I had a
Wow.
cat once, but not a dog. My dad doesn't like dogs. He one time kidnapped a dog. Listen to this story, Logan. There was a dog who was being too loud across the street from us. And my dad went and kidnapped the dog and drove it to a field in Pennsylvania and let it free.
Wow, what a great story.
That's illegal. My dad should be in prison.
He set a dog free. He saved a life.
He didn't save a life. It was someone's pet.
But you said it like in a nice way.
Ugh, I was like 10 years old. I mean, no wonder I'm so fucked up. Like I was raised to believe shit like that was normal. Now I'm an adult. I realize like it's evil.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, fucking hell. So yeah, he's a dragon whisperer, Hiccup, and he's making everybody believe that he's good at it or whatever. But then when it's time to kill the dragon, no, he's not gonna fucking do that. He doesn't, and it starts a revolution.
Yeah, his dad like is like, "What the fuck?" and he bangs on the thing, and then Hiccup comes to his, or no, not Hiccup. The other guy, Toothless, comes to his rescue, and then they capture Toothless.
But do you see why I think it's an allegory about gayness? Because it's sort of like about a kid being a little different, right? And the dad doesn't approve, but then the dad comes around.
I don't think it's gay specifically.
No, I guess it's just anything, right? Like the X-Men, the metaphor, the mutant metaphor can be gay if you want it to be, but it could be race if you want
Sure.
it to be, or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything specific.
Yeah, but that's just what I thought of
It's
because
that clever of a
Hiccup is such
film.
a little
They don't
fey
pigeonhole
character.
it. What'd you say?
I said I thought it was gayness just because Hiccup's such a fey character.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. He's such a little wuss bag. I shouldn't say this.
He's I don't know. He can train a dragon. That's pretty manly.
Yeah, but he does it in like the lamest way. Like all the other people are barbarians killing the dragons. This guy's giving them scritches.
Yeah, but he's doing it in the right way. The other guys are just trying to kill him.
But they don't know that that's the right way. He invents this way. Like he changes the whole globe, Logan, because I mean, I don't know if the globe
makes him a
extends past this town. No. I'm not saying he's a. I'm just saying
He's like Richard Hatch.
I'm saying he seems like a wuss at the beginning. All right, because like he's the least of the warriors, of the warrior beasts. But then he's just smart. He's just a liberal, basically. Like it's like you said. Like you grew up in Alabama.
Yeah.
A smart person in a conservative town. I think that's the same thing with Hiccup, man. Like Hiccup, he's a liberal snowflake. He believes that all dragons should be treated equal and to humans and to each other, and that humans and dragons can live as one in harmony. And his dad's like, "Shut the fuck up, kid. We're the alpha males. We kill these motherfuckers." And he's like, No, I disagree.
And that makes him a wussy.
I'm past the wussy thing.
I think he just has an open mind. He gave it a second thought when all these other people were like, all right, that's what we do.
Yeah. And he's over there crying them liberal tears. Fucking but I like that about him. Hiccup's a rootable character because of that.
Yeah, I enjoy Hiccup. I also enjoyed Jonah Hill. I thought Jonah Hill was funny.
It's good. This movie's proof positive. I'll enjoy Jonah Hill in anything.
Really? You watch his new film on Netflix?
I'm about to. I added it to my watch list.
Is that a this year movie?
That's a this year movie, I think. But Jonah, listen, I wasn't interested in that movie because it's created by the guy who created Blackish, and I just don't give a shit. But Jonah Hill, fucking Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
yeah,
and David Duchovny, the white cast in that movie got me. Does that make me racist?
Well, did you not say Eddie Murphy?
I don't care about that.
What? Did you know about the JLD Nicole Holofcener movie?
Yeah, they got a new one coming out.
Yeah, it sounds really good, I thought.
Listen, Nicole Holofcener, incapable of making bad movies, so it'll be good.
Okay, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. All right, so after this whole thing, they get some info out of Hiccup, and because he's discovered the dragon's lair. There's a lair where dragons go, and there's one bad dragon who's bigger than the rest.
Right, it's like the queen of the dragons.
But why can't we make that dragon domesticated too? They could have built.
It was too crazy.
No, man. They kill this dragon at the end, and I thought what we learned is you don't kill dragons. I think they could have built a huge arm that could give major scritches under the chin and save the world, right? Form a treaty, a peace treaty with this giant
they
dragon.
Have that technology. They're Vikings.
Yeah, but they build things out of pulleys and shit. He built a little wing for Toothless.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But he had to stay on it the whole time to use it. It wasn't functioning without him on it.
At first. But then
I don't think he ever flew without him.
Really? He doesn't
I think he always had to be on him, saddled in with the rope on it.
Why did he grow a little? He drew a little pirate thing on it at the end.
I don't know, to fit the whole ship theme.
I guess so.
I have no idea.
All right, so the Vikings go off to the dragon lair to try and kill all of the dragons. Just end this dragon thing once and for all,
or at least shoo them to somewhere else.
Right. away from their village. And Baruchel, he's got to follow them because he understands that they're about to get eaten alive by King Dragon.
Well, also because they have taken Hiccup as like they have to have a dragon in order to sniff out where the lair is. So they're like using his like dragon senses to be like, oh, turn the boat this way.
Yeah, you know what it's like?
So they're trying to save Hiccup also.
You know what it's like? Remember on Buffy when they used that one vampire with the hook hand to find the praying mantis?
Yeah, it's
exactly like that. Episode 4, Teacher's Pet, patreon.com/thefranchise. Now, big fight scene at the end. I was bored as hell.
I wasn't. I really liked
it. What am I grasping onto? Like when they're just like hitting them in the eyes and flying around. Whatever. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
It does look cool. Like Roger Deakins worked on the look of the movie and shit. But like, it's just so difficult for me to watch these movies. There's nothing for me to hang on to. They're so airless.
I guess so. I enjoyed it.
It was fine. At the end of the battle, Hiccup loses a foot.
Yeah, he did. They like cut to him with like a little
it'll like a hook leg. Yeah, peg leg. But did you like how now he relates to Toothless even more because they're both missing?
Oh, I never even thought about that.
I didn't think about it either. My girlfriend said it, and I was like, "You're a genius."
Yeah, I haven't put that together, but that's great.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. What else is there about this movie?
I like the one cool shot in this movie where they finally get to the cave of it's actually inside of a volcano, I think.
It's like a cave of wonders. Like Aladdin.
Of Oneaters, I like to say.
Aww.
But they finally get to it, and they have like a rock of fire that they like catapult into the cave, and you see like all the dragons on the inside of it, like on the inside of the walls. I thought that was a neat shot.
It was fine.
All right, well, I like that.
What dragons are they? They're like pests in this universe, right? Are they considered like cockroaches?
Yeah, I think so. I think sort of like at the beginning he says like, sometimes you get like, I think he says like you get like cockroaches, you get things like that. We get dragons.
But in our world, wait, so he knows about other worlds because he acknowledged that we have cockroaches.
Did he say that? Is that the line? In our world, we get dragons.
Yeah, I think he does say that.
All right, so I guess this is a different world.
But why? But then how does he know about other worlds?
Do they mention anything do they mention like Nutella or anything?
No, I don't think so. What are you bringing up Nutella for? You just have Triangle of Sadness on the brain?
No, I forgot they do bring up No, I was just thinking about a real life thing that might have been like, that brought up. But
that'd be funny, man. That would be wild if in the sequel they discover like you see Nutella on the ground. It's like, oh, maybe they found a portal.
You didn't like my review of that. It was a Seinfeld reference.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. It made me laugh.
Well, you didn't click the little
Listen,
like
not every. You never like my reviews, Logan.
They're not always good.
They're sometimes good, and you never like them. So I'm not fucking returning the favor.
All right. And also, sometimes I disagree with the rating.
Well, that's just dumb because my ratings are all perfect.
Well, everybody thinks that.
I don't think everybody thinks that. Not everyone's like a fucking sociopath like me.
Not everyone thinks that they're accurate. Why would they give it what they give it?
Well, I think that's just like, I think people think that's how they feel about the movie. But I've always believed that my opinions are the correct opinions.
I kind of think that's how everyone feels. But it's like a mix of both.
I don't think that's how everyone feels. I think it's probably how you feel, and it's why we get along. But
yeah. I think I'm more emotional than you. I think mine's like more of a mix of both.
Yeah, no, you're insanely emotional. If a movie makes you cry, you think it's brilliant.
That used to be the case. Yeah, I think I'm learning.
You're moving on from that.
You've taught me.
I love it. Okay, see, you are learning, Logan.
It's not true with
like
After Sun.
21-year-old girl.
I fucking love After Sun. I don't care what you say.
After Sun,
we'll talk about it.
Clearly hit people hard.
Save it.
Yeah, I'll save it. All right. What else you guys say about this?
I like the part where he's talking to Astrid, and he's like, "I'm the first Viking that could never kill a dragon," and then she's like, "But you're also the first that ever rode a dragon." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool."
I wasn't really convinced by the romantic element of the movie. They didn't really have chemistry to me.
Better or worse than last week with Kelly McGillis, you think? I think this is probably better.
No, I'll take McGillis 100%. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. She was just like his trainer that he was like had the hots for.
Yeah, but they had chem. When they had some heat when he was like, "Can I take a shower in your house?"
That whole movie is just like made to be like a sex movie, though.
Well, that's everything in the 80s.
I don't know. I don't really have much else. I really liked it though.
You really liked it. I thought
More than I thought I would.
I thought it was.
I thought
okay.
it had a good message. I liked the characters. I liked like all the voice acting, basically.
Yeah. Look, I think it does well with what it has here. It's just at a disadvantage for me because I can't. I find myself incapable of getting into fantasy bullshit.
The whole part where he's learning the training from what he's learning from I keep getting their names mixed up. Do you do that? Hiccup and Toothless. But I like it. I really like it.
They were just like, it was too kiddie for me. Like, there's one part where they're trying to he's trying to figure out what kind of dragon Toothless could be, right? Because he doesn't recognize it. He's going through all of them.
Someone who draws that picture.
Yeah, he like goes through the book, and like we have to spend
great artist
all this fucking time going through the book of dragons, and is it the blunderbuss? Is it the zippelpricks? No, it's clearly the one dragon no one's seen before. It's that. And I'm just like waiting for him to get to that point where it's like, oh, it's the Night Fury. And it's just like 10 fucking minutes of faffing about, waiting for this dumb kid to figure out something obvious.
I think he's just learning that the Vikings just kill all the dragons and how he stands no chance, basically. He's becoming more and more scared for Toothless's safety.
No, this is when he's trying to identify Toothless.
Oh.
Who the fuck am I spending time with right now?
All right, well, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me.
I guess that knocks it from a 5 to a 4.
No, it's a 3.
Oh, that's actually good. You give it a 3?
Yeah.
I'm between a 3 and a 4, and I didn't expect that coming in. I just thought I'd probably give it a 3, but I don't know.
I'm not even mad at a 4, like, because I don't like fantasy, and I'll give it a 3. So, like, if someone is more open to
it's not even the fantasy stuff I liked. It's just the Hiccup and Toothless stuff. And the dad and Craig Ferguson was good. Jonah Hill was good. I thought the voice acting on Astrid was pretty good most of the time.
I thought Jonah Hill was good, but, like, I think a few of those characters were wasted. Like, I mean, McLovin.
We haven't talked about
We
Kristen
need
Wiig.
McLovin in this movie. What a weird time.
Probably.
This is just like, it was 2008 or 2007 when Superbad came out, and then for a couple years after that, you would see McLovin and stuff.
Didn't they actually hate each other, Jonah Hill and?
No, not at all.
Chris. Oh, I thought he was like pissed off during the whole time they were on set together. Like the whole time they were filming, that was like the whole thing behind the. But I guess I'm wrong.
No. I listened to the commentary track on that movie. They seem to get along.
All right. Kristen Wiig and TJ Miller, by the way, play twins.
Terrible. They're both bad.
I thought she was better than he was.
I thought she was. I got news for you. I thought TJ Miller was better than Kristen Wiig in this movie.
Okay. Maybe she just had one line I thought was so atrocious, where there's one dragon that comes out that's like kind of like a fun size dragon, and he says like, "Oh, that's like as big as my," and then like he gets hit by something, and it's like, what the?
What are you talking
like
about? His dick?
I think it must be. What else is he talking about?
His tight little butthole?
I don't think that would make sense. But yeah, that was terrible. And then from then on, anytime he talked, I was like, why is he still in the movie?
Yeah, that's fair. That's bad. I took note of that too, because it's really the only joke like that in the movie. Like, it's very kid-centric movie. It's not really like Shrek, where they're like courting the adult audience as well.
Yeah, he farts in the hot tub immediately, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I think he really does.
But I just thought it was insane that Kristen Wiig was in this movie because she was not funny one time. And like she's not even doing like a voice. You can't even.
It's just right
It's a
after.
completely anonymous performance by Kristen Wiig. And this is at the time like she had just come off of SNL. She was known for her wacky characters like the lady who works at Target and Gilly and the lady with the creepy little baby hands. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway,
No.
who danced on the Lawrence Welk show. She was so huge at the time and known for her wacky shit. And here she is, just like, hey, I fight dragons. Yeah,
DreamWorks. I'm just sure she got paid a little bit of money.
I know, but I just thought, like, if you're gonna get cast in something like this, have fun with it. Jonah Hill seemed like he was having fun with it.
SNL people aren't like rich, are they? They're just like have a job that they get paid like steady, really good money for.
The ones that are on for a
Probably.
long time get rich. Like Kristen Wiig was
Yeah,
on
but
that
those
show
people
for
are always
years.
looking for money. Those people are looking to like those people. Their first goal is find a way to like get like an initial spot on any SNL thing, and then as soon as you get on SNL, your thing is like, all right, now what can I do?
But I don't think that's a money thing. I think that is because Saturday Night Live is so fucking hard to do. You have to like devote your entire fucking life to it, and
Yes,
they
that's
work
the thing. You have
6
to like.
days a week.
That's like basketball. Like you have to like train for when you're like in middle school or
Yeah,
something, right?
yeah. Honestly, like you gotta like learn improv and sketch comedy and shit. But like, and I think it takes over your entire life. So very few people want to do it for a really long time. The only one who does is Keenan.
Yeah, that's crazy. Probably because he wouldn't get a lot of jobs anywhere else.
Probably not. He's dating a real young girl right now.
I don't know anything really about his personal life.
I don't know. You know, he's probably fucked up. He was a child actor. All those guys are fucked up.
Okay, I was so
He
impressed.
goes to a lot of Rangers games. I see Keenan at
I-
Rangers games.
We'll give it a 4.
All right, you give it a 4. Sorry to interrupt you. Talking about Keenan at Rangers games.
That's okay.
All right, so 3 and a 4. Who's your MVP?
My MVP. I'm going with Craig Ferguson.
I like it. I like the
He
choice,
trained them all
Logan.
really well. They succeeded in their mission at the end, and I thought he hit all of his marks.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm similarly going to go with an adult. Obviously, my MVP, Captain Brody Torrance of Plane. No, Gerard Butler, one of our finest actors and men.